Okay, so this week we're going to talk about the check-in strategies, and I guess the place to start that I thought made sense was why these work as opposed to, and that's definitely kind of in direct contrast to a check-out strategy. So if everything I wrote here in these bullet points is to kind of offset checking out, if we do something at check-in that seems to be better timing and lower pressure, that's what we hear, at least on your customer. So it's rather you have the captive attention of someone who wants a great visit today to go well. And so the check-in experience, when you're getting the keys, taking the vehicle in and they have that pressing need with their vehicle, that's a better moment to also bring up kind of this essentially a way they say, hey, later today, so that the checkout goes smoother and faster, you give them this, kind of what I wrote there, you plant a seed of thought that, hey, you've got a premier service. You love to respect your loyal members. You even have a VIP perks for them. And by doing it at the check-in, and I don't think we have to make this really complex. People respond to things like that answer the question, what's in it for me? So I put together 4 simple strategies that we're going to go through, Ron, that hit those points. Okay, so what's in it for me, and then where can you bring that question and answer to them during that check-in process?
Okay.
The first one is to use a surcharge waiver release form on check-in. So if you're not familiar with that, that's a strategy that Costco employs on their website. And to see it done lifetime in person with someone if you hear it said, it sounds intimidating. I don't actually believe it is. It's instead just giving your customer a simple choice to take a direct action that impacts what they're going to pay today. And so let me click on an example here for import auto repair. If you have a surcharge, and whether that's a surcharge that was noted for maybe labor, maybe this is just on labor, or maybe that's on everything, parts and labor, that's of course will be your choice. But it's essentially at check-in, maybe this is just on a clipboard. Again, I don't like to make things complex. To just say, hey, keys came in. A lot of people even have a check-in form intake that they might have the customer fill out. But essentially, it's just your customers signing that they're okay with it, that they understand you have one, that you have a surcharge for guests. However, and this is part of running a membership program, that the membership, and Ron, you have to correct me if I'm wrong here. You have a discount set up, right? A discount percentage in your membership?
Yeah, we have it set for the 10%, and then the additional 5% rebate is
So that's a perfect example of where this almost just like this could be used. It's your customers. You're putting that direct action in front of them. If they sign the top part, they're knowing that, hey, I guess I'm going to check out today as a guest. However, I think you have it set up that you've got the first year free in your app, right, Ron?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a simple option for them as you go, or I'd like to enroll as a member. And of course, you can add in your QR codes in here or a text reply keyword so that they could write from the form. Make sure it's always got to be easy, free, and never talked about, and I'll mention this later, like in writing. We don't talk about it as downloading an app. It's more about, hey, just checking out today is better as a member, and here's why. So this is probably, and I'm going through these 4 in order of what I believe, based on the evidences we've seen back, improves the highest rate of adoption. So although this may feel uncomfortable, and you may have never tried this strategy, this will get a much higher rate of adoption. I could have put 5 strategies on here, which is just allow our CRM. So I could have put the 5th strategy is use your CRM to send emails and texts to your customers over the next year, hoping that they download your app. That is a strategy. I'm not talking about that one today because that's not a check-in strategy. That's a kind of hope and pray strategy. Nothing wrong with that. I'm a believer in prayer. But having said that, it's not putting the direct action while you have their attention in front of them. This is why this one stands out as number one. If you want the highest adoption rate, it's to do something that direct. And you may have some subtleties of how you want to approach this. Maybe you don't really want it to be a form. Maybe it's just something you say. So, but I think seeing things in writing shows the power of what it could do to create an action, and that's what we want to do at check-in.
Okay.
Any questions on this strategy?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Then the next one, I suppose if one is good, two's okay. It's also a good strategy. This can do something, and if you're using something like TechMetrics, Shopware, Protractor, these have SMS built in. So when you create that work order, that's the point of this one. Send the text with download links upon work order creation, so that it's not waiting until you're asking for payment. This is happening from the second or minutes within getting the keys. That they're going to get a text. I put an example text here. We can, if you like something like this, we can set up a canned note for you, and I'll show you how easy it is to send a text. So here I am in our platform. If you wanted to use ours to do it, you just click on this note down here, and you can have preset canned notes in here that you don't have to type this out every time. For example, I'm going to send a Apple download link straight to this customer. It's going to pre-populate the message, so you can even have an image attached by default, maybe a cool branded app avatar or something, but I'll delete the image in this case just so we can see it send. And boom, customer, while they're in the lobby, maybe walking out to their ride or whatever they got to, or maybe they're going to be waiting for 30 minutes, they have this text. I prefer this type of text a little bit more than just showing the download links, but and not talking about it again as an app. We're talking about it as the way they can get access to something instant today, and basically they want to get that thought, that seed that you planted in their mind that it's going to be better to check out as a member today. Any questions on 2 before I move to 3?
Not sure if I have any questions yet, but that's something that I was looking into as well, because I believe it's great. First of all, we use texting 80% of the time with our customers. 80% of our transactions is through texting, and I'll tell you how. Not so much. When we signed up with TechMetrics, they didn't have text messaging at that time, but we've been using VoIP phone system, which is RingCentral, for a while, and our landline main shop number is textable through them. So that feature's become great. Prior to that, some people use their personal cell phones as texts. At one point prior to RingCentral, we set up a Google Voice number, and we were using that. But it's been great because most customers prefer texting. You've said this yourself, many a times. It's just in this time and age. And then you got cases where customers are at work, so they can't answer the phone. But with that text, and also it's a means of being able to, you'll have it there. I could say I sent that to a customer, and they, decide, okay, I'm going to do it later when I get home after dinner or something. They don't have to look for, it's in their log history. They go to their phone, it's right there. But this way is great because I see you have the link for Apple and Android. And previously I was looking in those preset canned notes, and it says like the one will say send Apple link, but a lot of times you don't and you won't know. Okay, does this customer have an iPhone or do they have an Android?
Yeah. Yeah. So and good point. And let me welcome. It looks like Eric joined us. Hi, Eric. It's Jeremy with AppFueled here. Thanks for joining our webinar.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. So and Ronnie, if you don't mind, I'm going to back up a step here, okay? And just so I can put the step 2 in context of step 1. So Eric, just kind of what we were talking about today, I'm going to quite quickly here run through 4 check-in strategies, okay? So, and then why these work as opposed to checking out. We really want the customer, perhaps while you really have their attention, to be able to take action at checkout. That basically it's going to be at checkout, we only want them to do one thing, right? Get out of there with a smiling face and pay. So if we can do something at check-in to prompt their action to know that they could become a member before they check out, that's the objective today of what we're going to go through. And I'm working through 4 strategies. Ronnie and I were just talking about 2. I'll just briefly touch on one because Ronnie already heard. Thanks for your patience, Ronnie. We have a use a surcharge waiver release form on check-in. So essentially what we mean is as members, if you have it set up this way, if not, we can help you get 7.4 in motion. Eric, we can have it set up where, let me click on this as an example, kind of like Costco, you're presenting to your customer, whether it's in written form like this or stated at check-in, that later today, when that estimate comes over or this work order's coming your way, our guests pay a 10% surcharge. Maybe that's on labor, maybe that's on everything. And that's really, really how you want to use that. And then as a member, so we don't, again, not talking about it as an app, but more as a membership, they're going to have a badge they can present to you on payment. And of course, you can see it on our side, on our platform, that, oh, they're a member, we're going to waive this, essentially waive the price increase or waive the guest retail pricing, and they get your member pricing. So giving that direct action right on check-in is more powerful than kind of a hard close. And back to the check-in strategies, that's why I believe these work. This is better timing and lower pressure, so it's not right at the moment they want to pay. Perhaps you've got 2 people waiting there, not just one. It's always harder to get that action when things are feeling a little more pressured. So we want checkout to go smooth and fast, so let's get this in front of them. So that's the first way, is use some type of waiver or check-in form, actual form, just maybe a simple clipboard. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, so any questions on that before I jump into 2, which was the text, Eric?
Nope, thank you.
Yep, perfect. All right, moving along. So this one was, if you're using most shop management systems have some texting built in. So the point is rather than maybe a form, let's get this a little more digital. Let's actually have the text with the download links, and we can set this up as a canned note right inside our platform. So hopefully you guys are keeping this open all day to respond to incoming app chats, appointments, whatever comes in. Right down here, you can click on this, and we can have a pre-canned note set up there for you. Some of these are already, like you were saying, Ronnie, if I click on this one here, all that's showing up is the Apple link. I prefer to set one in there that has, send, check-in, invite would be a great one to have in here that you could have. So we would label it that way. Maybe it just sits right there, and you send a sign-up invite. Well, what's that? So you've got a lot of these. Maybe you want to prompt them to pay. They've got an invoice in their hand. They're not going to walk into your lobby. You could, send them your specials link, maybe your personal V card. It's basically a digital business card. So if any of those things are exciting to you guys, there'll be our support information at the end. Just, shoot us a quick email, fill out a ticket, and we'll help you get these set up the way you want them. So that, and then again, if that's not really where you want to be sending your initial check-in text, or maybe your shop management system, when you create the work order, is sending a text automatically, that could be a great place to include this type of verbiage, right? Welcome, while you're waiting today, you've got an opportunity to save 10% on our work, plus get access to other member-only perks, all at your fingertips. And again, we're going to talk about this. It's free and easy. It doesn't have to be free. It depends on how you set up your membership program. We always advise that initial step. It's going to be hard enough to get them to download your app, right? Now let's make the membership experience something that they can, really the cost for them is taking the time to download the app. That actually is a pretty sizable cost. I mean, think about it for us guys. How many apps do you download a day? I mean, how many times are you willing to download some other merchant's app? It's not as common as you might think. In fact, customers today download one new app a month that's not a gaming app. So that's not very many. And so we really have to answer the question, why would it be my app that you would be downloading? Why is it my shop's app? And I think part of that is because we want them to have that thought in their head that yes, it's going to be better to be a member here at this shop. I get, A, B, C, or whatever it is we dream up in your 7.4 version. Okay. Free, this one, I love this one. It's a little more expensive, and it's just not as efficient as a text, although it could, just as far as a first impression, I think this could really make you stand out. We put together these brochures. Let me refresh this. I felt like we had, there it is. So yeah, we can help. We've got printers we can line up for you guys. We design these brochures free of charge. It's just part of what we do is we take however you asked us to set up your app, we'll design you one. Here's an example of one, right? So we've got Day Heights Auto Service. They have it set up where the customer gets an instant $10 savings coupon as soon as they join the app. And then they can also enroll as a member by unlocking rebates on every closed ticket. So, and they've kind of got a, this is the back, so just picture a nice trifold brochure. We'll get the right QR code set up for you guys. You've got a text reply, so they can just text Google to here. It replies back with that link, so they don't have to point and shoot. Same thing on the other side. We do the same for Apple. You kind of will highlight the things you might have turned on. Maybe you have the birthday club on, or maybe you're running the advanced star rewards program. I hope you guys can see. We can kind of make it look good. I think that's a nice first impression that maybe when they get the keys or give you the keys, this is what they get in return.
Can we get the artwork if we wanted to have it blown up into a poster or a standalone sign?
Oh, beautiful, Eric. That's a great question. You look what you did, man. Step 4: prominently display your member-only perks in signage. And here's a 18 by 24 inch poster. Yes, and we can design other sizes, but here's Smith Auto Care. This is an 18 by 24 inch, and maybe this is a little bit better, right? You've got this maybe right at the counter, or make it 6 feet tall, and it's a pop-up banner like those what are those, Carfax or Carfax banners I've seen in shops. So, yeah, again, highlighting what it is they get today instantly is key. So I think back to your question, Eric, it's, simple sign on your counter, stickers in your window, pop-up banner in your lobby. There's really 100 ways to skin that cat. But yes, signage for sure can make you look like the real deal. And Eric, I guess what motivates you on that versus say the trifold, or were you kind of picturing using both? What was your thoughts on that?
I just think we want it to be prominent and noticeable. And I have every financing company that we use sending me trifolds or little leaflets to leave in my waiting room or on my counter. So I'd rather something that's bigger and just kind of in their face. Plus, with the comeback of the QR code, I like having that larger so people can scan.
Yeah, now what do you think about, Eric, are you guys doing social distancing in your lobbies?
Yeah, our chairs are 6 feet apart. But that's, so people are social distancing. In our lobby, we're only letting one person in at a time. So
okay.
The poster would be great, but I'm thinking more of the standalone sign for my waiting room.
Yeah, that's a good point. And why I was asking about social distancing, I wasn't going to call in government regulators. I should have given you context there. No, the reason I was asking was I've seen it really well done where there's been stickers every 6 feet on the floor, and the sticker is while you're waiting, right, or while you're distancing, get close, and you put your app links with QR codes on the floor on those stickers. So you can, you can have a lot of fun with that.
That's great.
Yeah, I've seen that at other retail, and I go, oh, that is a great way to use, just the environment we're in, right? So yeah, again, I'll get, and we're kind of actually about to close up here. I don't like to I know you guys are busy running shops and doing what you guys do. What I was going to say was, let's pass tips for success. Need support, anything today that stands out to you that you want us to help design, just shoot us a quick text, quick email to get at appfuel.com with like your thoughts or your ideas, and we can we don't usually say no to helping you guys promote your app, okay? It helps you. Of course, it helps us. We want our app to be a valuable tool in your shop. So if anything, you dream up a couple things you want, like, hey, I want a sticker, I want a Windows decal, I want, something to, have you guys seen those door hangers that people, door-to-door salesmen put on your front door, right? Your doorknob?
Yes.
Those I like for hanging in the window, the rear view mirror of a car.
Oh, yeah.
So when they pick up, so we can get into that next. It's going to be next month's webinar, by the way, is we're going to talk about checkout strategies. I love that one. You got a simple little, rack card that you stick on their rear view mirror. That basically prompts them for feedback. Let me know if we can help in any way. And, by the way, here's your membership program that you're highlighting. So, yeah, let me get back to tips for success. I put this in huge red because it matters. Don't talk about it as an app. And that's so key, right? Because the app is not what's in it for them. In fact, if you talk about it as an app, you're almost decreasing your chances, because that's work for them. I got to go download something. Oh boy, there's definitely a thought in that. Again, we're talking one app a month. So instead of talking about it as an app, finding a way. So hopefully we've done a good job of, members save 10% off Waiver. That's what we're talking about. That's the key point. Or to the trifold, you are saving $10 today. Of course, we have to give them the technicality of how they get it, right? Download our app. But the point is, it's not download our app, guys. I got great stuff in there. Instead, it's you give them that instant, back to this. It's instead of giving them, you got to talk to that instant perk, something they can use today. Because what we've seen, although we have CRM workflows, emails and texting, we do it to 20 to 30 touch points a year. So if you guys are putting a customer in your shop management system with a text and an email, we are communicating with them 20 to 30 times over the next 12 months. If you've got our workflows turned on. But even having said all of that, you're going to get 8% or less that will adopt into your member program. So this check-in, check-out part is your number one opportunity to get a much higher adoption rate than 8%. We're talking 40, 50%.
Gotcha.
So kind of skipping this check-in process, I think is just a killer to your overall member plan, because it's hard to get it only at checkout, right? They didn't have time to think about it. People are overwhelmed. They're usually trying to get home. They're hungry. Who knows? It's just not the best time. Again, it's still a good time. If you've missed check-in, at least try to catch something at checkout. But check-in is absolutely critical to adoption success. And I can leave it open here to questions for our last 5 minutes.
Okay, I have a question going back to, I think it was item number 2.
Okay.
I think that's the one it was, where the canned notes that you can send with texting. Now,
yes.
Can that also, this goes back to what we spoke about earlier this morning when I sent you the text. Is that canned note system also in where, so we can, like if I'm sending a customer a text that is not a member yet or has not downloaded the link yet, is that also available in that link there to be able to?
So anytime you're on messages here, okay, guys, these messages are just like your texting app on your phone. Over here on Actions, you can just go new message. You can type anybody's number in and get going.
Okay, and then we can also have the option to choose one of those canned notes from there.
Yes, so here, let's just play it out. 208-936-5000. So as soon as you hit create new message, it'll prompt to see if you can find anybody that matches the number. It'll take you to that screen, and then there you go. You're going to be right here on in this case, a new channel, right? You're not going to see a history of things being sent.
Exactly.
So you'll just be right here. You can attach a photo, of course, use a canned note, which, again, I like to make a note here. If you want to kind of give them a wow factor with a text, put an image in there. So if you guys are shooting us a text and you say, hey, I want this canned note in there, just shoot us a quick email or text to us. We'll get it set up. And we'll add, a cool little image of your phone or your brand or something that's included with that.
Okay, so I guess to elaborate with this question. So now, if we were to send the link for, say, the specials, they would still be able to view that. I guess what would it take it to?
Yep. Anything that you want, there you go. So now you got that one, right? So there's the specials. You want you want them to write it. Maybe they're a super happy customer, right? They're just like, hey, I love you guys, Ronnie. All right, cool. I like to on the fly take advantage of these people. Hey, you talk, we listen. Boom, send them this cool text. It sends them right to your write a review link, and they're off to the races writing a review.
Okay, and that's for someone who has not downloaded the app and is not
anybody you want. It's either you can search by 3 ways, right? So back to this: messages, search, or new. If you type in a number that's already in your system, it'll show up. If it's a brand new number, let me change it. Something like this. Right, there you go. Nobody was there, but you can start a new chat.
Okay, so it's going to take them to I guess the web version of the app.
Well,
like if
you're just starting it. You're just texting at this point, right? There's the number, and you're about to send. Hi, this is Jeremy. Although I don't know who this is, but right. When I hit that, I'm texting this exact, and it could have been a canned note, right? I'm texting this new number for the first time.
Yeah, but no, what I mean is like if you go to the canned notes and you chose send web specials to that person.
Yeah.
Now it's going to send our web specials, right? Even though that they're not yes.
Yeah, and guys, just a heads up. Yeah, here's a different way to answer. I know what you're saying by, well, it will take them to the web. Just a heads up. If this link is, so you guys all have these links on your app too. If they open this on their phone and they have your app downloaded, although it's a web link, it takes them to the right page in the app instead. If they don't have your app downloaded, it takes them to the browser version.
Okay. All right.
So smartphones, we have what's called deep linking inside your apps, and the smartphones are smart enough to know when I click on, think about you click on a link from an email and you go to Facebook. It doesn't open up Facebook in a browser, right? It takes you to the Facebook app because you have it, and so ours has that same deep linking technology in it.
Okay, that's exactly what I was asking. So it will take it to that web special just in the web browser instead. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Yep. If they don't have the app. If they have the app, they go right to your app.
Okay. Because the reason I asked that, a couple of people that I talked to already, in regards to, I have a couple of customers that said, oh, yeah, it sounds great. I'm definitely downloading it. And, I see they haven't yet. So if I was to, say, 5 days, 4 days, whatever later, send them that web special, it's kind of like, I believe it may be like kind of like a wake-up call. They're like, oh, wow, this is what Ronnie was telling me about. And, it shows them some of the savings that they can have, and then it also wakes them up and says, okay, let me download this now,
Yeah, and let me click on this just so if this hasn't been talked about very well, let's take a look at this, right? You don't really even have to do that, right, guys? If you have our CRM workflows on, within a day of being in your shop, you guys enter the cell into, TechMetric or whatever it is. We get to send an intro compliance. That's automated. We'll welcome any new customer with a special workflow 2 days later. They'll get a review prompt 4 days later. We're going to prompt them to sign up 7 days later. This is just kind of the default settings, right? I mean, some people turn them on, off, whatever, but we prompt, if you got your rewards, we prompt 9 days later. So you remember when I said we're going to touch this customer 20 to 30 times over 12 months?
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to worry about going in there manually. And this is even if they never touched your app, right? You just put their cell phone and email in TechMetric. Our workflows start sending emails and texts based on what we have turned on for you.
How do we make sure those are turned on?
You just log in. Do you have admin panel access?
I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah. So in our admin panel access, we do have a. Let's see if I can get to one here. Here we go. I'll pull up. Let me pull up your account here through the admin panel. So inside, if you can see, I've got an admin panel open here. On marketing, on templates, you go to think of something. So we break out our work, we call them workflow templates, and they're divided into 4 categories. So if I click on customers, here's all of the templates. If you have a red circle, it's off. If you have a green circle, it's on. And let's just look at one of these as an example, okay? Service alert. So you could set this at, say, 4 months after, right? Click update, and it's gonna have, you can filter this in very cool ways, a lot of ways. And we've got an email message. It has a modules in the email. It's got a text message with image included, and you can budget that in if you want, and a push message through the app if they're using your app. So kind of bottom line is, Eric, to answer your question, you got red stars, green stars. And if you want, I would advise, like I think the best way to do it, if you haven't used that before, is just book a one-on-one training with me, Eric, and we can go through these and make sure you don't have redundancy. Maybe you have another CRM you're using that you had these off, because usually these are turned on based on your initial preferences when you sign up with us.
Okay.
So if we have them off, I'm assuming, if I remember back to training, I think it was with Steve as well, right, that some of these things you already had another CRM doing. Is that true?
I mean, that goes back to a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I'll have to double check what we have going on with everybody, because TechMetrics does stuff too.
Yeah, they definitely have things. I haven't seen yet in terms of their capacity to, to run a built-in rewards or rebate or membership, slow day trigger, no visit for a year, customer visit follow-up. You've got a lot of options here that can be smoothly and with filters communicating with your customers in an automated way. So,
well, like I said in the email, our focus is to get people on the app. So maybe we just turn them off with the other CRM and focus on turning more on with your CRM or your app.
Yeah, and the thing I like, let's show you just a quick screen. If you're not aware of it, right, when they first download your app, we're looking at a demo app here. It puts in front of them the things that are the high priority things, right? Maybe you've got the rewards program on, maybe you've got the rebate program on, and maybe your membership. So when they go to sign in, what we do is we let them, so they're, that didn't work, okay. Let's get in here. I'm signing in as if I'm a vehicle owner, okay. So when I'm in here, the customer gets to have their own communication preferences, so here I am, I've got my live chat with you guys, with your team, right? Here's whoever you guys have signed in our platform. They can be texting/chatting with you, but also back to that automation part, in profile, they have their own communication preferences. Of course, we default these to be selected, but at any moment, they can go, you know what, I don't want your promotions. I don't want that. I do want your appointment reminders. So they can kind of navigate their way and connect to their own customer record. So again, kind of like Ronnie's question, hey, can I text and email even if they've never used the app? Yes. But then the second that they start using the app, we prompt them to connect to their customer record so that, hey, here's Ninja Skills connected to Debbie, so that now I can click on my vehicles, I can scroll down and see my 99 Mercedes with my service history coming right out of your system. So we give them that kind of that access to see service history. We're about to bring in a couple other features in there. You can see the declined things that they had declined previously. They can set their own reminders. They can get recall alerts in here for that vehicle. So we give them a lot of tools to want them to not delete your app. But back to things like rewards, rebates, these are, again, reasons that we'll be working with these workflows, right? If they have earned a reward, well, if you've got this on and you have the report, it instantly sends them an app alert /text/email. You just earned a reward. So it doesn't ask you guys to do a lot, Eric, right? It's just making sure the automation, the app is working for you behind the scenes. So yeah, I would say if that's of interest to you, I can tell just by looking at these, we must not have your rebate program. Yeah, your rebate program is off, and the the rewards program is off. I'd love to help you guys get those turned on if you want to.
Yeah, I just need to figure out how to end our other rewards program.
Okay. Okay. Well, how about this? I'll shoot you an email with the direct training link for the one-to-one, and when you're ready to talk, I'm happy to help you get it set up.
Thank you.
All right. So back to okay. So texting. So if you guys need that, just shoot us, even just give me a quick verbal on the phone. There's only 2 of you today, so I can say we want to get that. Do each of you want this set up in there as a canned note? This type of message?
Yeah, I
Yes,
definitely
please.
do.
All right, make a note. Anything else based on what I talked about today that I can kind of walk away with as action items for my team?
Yeah, one other quick question, Jeremy. So with that
Sure.
automated CRM going on, like you said, once
Yeah.
after a couple of days after the customer leaves the shop, they start, they'll get something sent to them. Is that
Yep.
once we enter them into text message, or is that
Yes.
once
Yeah.
they're entered?
Within. Yep.
What is that?
Yep.
Is that
They do not have. Yeah. They don't have to touch your app to become part of the CRM workflows.
Yeah, but now do they have to have a closed ticket as well for that?
Yes. Yes, they have to have a closed ticket. That's the only way we ever get a customer record from any system is it comes over with a closed ticket.
Okay, I got you. All right, that's where I was
Jeremy.
going.
Yeah.
I want to talk signage with you when we have our, I guess, one-to-one.
What was that, sir?
I would like to talk about signage when we have our one-to-one.
Okay. Got it. I'll make a note here. Signage on one-to-one. I guess I could help if I could. Okay. And I know you had mentioned kind of a poster. It sounded like you were maybe like a stand-up sign. So got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Well, we can keep going if you have more questions, or we can cut it just a little bit short. I usually go to about 45 minutes on the hour. So if you guys want to keep going, I can just keep rolling, guys. It's what we do.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Well, then I guess back to the trifold. If whether this was a printed piece or not and was a poster, what I like to have them think about again is this is the thought for tomorrow is we want them to think about why they don't just delete the app immediately after today's ticket. And that also to me is why we built the app this way. And if you guys haven't seen it, have you either of you seen or not seen what it's like for a vehicle owner to sign up and walk through the app for the first time? Have you guys seen that or tried that on your own apps?
I've tried it. I've done it where, remember I was telling you that I actually made my own profile as if I was a customer.
Okay.
And did it that way. So, go through the app and play with it and stuff once it went live.
Okay. So I guess the note, Eric, do you want to see a version of that where you have the customer, what it's like to sign up, and then what we can prompt them through when they do that? Or have you already experienced that yourself? You might have left us. Eric, you still with us? Okay. So Ronnie, on that note, so then you've seen too, right? Even if let's type in, so I've got this tool on the left open that you've been using. So this is the part that I like to think about is if the customer gets to try that for the first time, that's kind of some of the wow factor I think we want, right? We want them to have this badge ready to go. And sometimes you got to kind of walk them through that the first time. Hey, you've got a checkout page, right? Just show us that when you pay. And again, there'll be times and reasons why Ronnie, that maybe you just pull it up on your own though on the left side, because maybe they don't want to come into your lobby, or maybe they're paying after hours, or for whatever reason. So you can always at any time you can go to that customer tab down here, type in their name or phone, just like starting a text, and find that customer. And that's whether they're TechMetric or they subscribed. And in this case, you're looking at a subscriber, Ninja Skills, connected to Debbie. So it's kind of what I call a marriage. It's a marriage between them managing their own profile connected to your TechMetric profile.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's a key step for them to take because it unlocks the things that they're not going to get without doing that. So that's why, and hopefully you remember that when you went through that, Ronnie, that when they sign in, if they don't join your rewards program, we prompt them to do that. We give them stars to do that so that they get stars every closed ticket. Or let's look at rebate. If they're going to start with 0 and they won't even earn dollars until they connect to their customer record. So we're continually wanting to put that step and that action right in front of your customer because they're going to get a whole lot more value out of your membership experience if they connect their subscriber account to their customer record. And another note is you can do that for them if you want to. So if a customer...
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, so let's just type in test here. Let's say here's a test account. This person subscribed, but they're not connected. So some cases, maybe you guys put in the phone number wrong or the phone number match doesn't happen, or maybe the customer is, not to pick on ages here, but maybe they're 82 and they're not really that comfortable in apps and they weren't able to do this connection process. You can do it for them. You can pull up their subscriber account. You can click on the not connected and you can search by that person and find their account for them. Okay, let me just type in somebody, right, Smith. So you can connect their subscriber account to their TechMetric one for them. Let's connect it to Thomas. Oh, but it's already connected. So you get the point, though. You can find your TechMetric, and then that helps them. So the next time they're in the app, or even if they had it open live time, it would unlock these extra tools for them because you helped them take that verification step.
Yes. Okay.
And that does happen. There are, again, because watch this. If I disconnect this customer, and look, we made this a big deal in our demo. It's 38 stars to connect. That's how important we think connecting to the record is, because without it, they don't see their vehicles. They don't get their service history. They're not going to get rebates on every closed ticket. They won't get stars. So this is a big deal. So, but what we ask them to do, and this is where some hangups can happen, they might find their name, but they don't just get to connect automatically to that person. They have to know the phone number that you have on file to match it.
Okay.
And that's where sometimes issues can come up. You can imagine why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's helpful that you guys know you have the tool on this side to manage it. And same thing with rebates. You guys can, take out the rebates on your side. You can take out the add or, plus or minus stars for them if something's gone wrong, or you want to make them happy, throw a few stars their way or give them a couple rebate dollars. You can do that right in here. So.
Okay.
I can look at this. I think, check that out. I disconnected from my customer record, gone. My rebate dollars are gone. And I had $109 to spend at this demo shop.
Exactly.
So this is kind of a cool example, though. Hey, it's gonna prompt me. I don't get to start earning. There we go. Once again, we're prompting that main step. Hey, connect to the customer record on file.
Okay. Perfect.
So that's back to this, why I love this step. Kind of put that thought in them. Hey guys, we're not one and done. We hope to see you again. We've got some great perks in there. Keep our app. Don't lose our app.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay. All right. I guess we can close up there unless any other questions.
No. Oh yeah. So for the trifold brochures, how long? What's ETA for those? If we ordered those.
Those, I think through the printer, we just order them through Canada. I think it's 7 to 10 business days, maybe that long. We could just have it shipped right to your shop.
Oh, okay. All right. It's not bad. Okay.
Yeah. And here's another thing. A lot of people go, let's check this out. What is our price on these? 75. What a lot of people do is they go, hey, thanks for the free design work. We're going to work with our own local printer. So, that's totally fine. If you want us to provide you a print-ready PDF file, no problem. Just let us know, and we'll email it to you.
Oh, okay.
And then just, you want to work with a local printer that could run with that design, that doesn't hurt our feelings. We're not in the print business.
Okay, I got you. All right.
do you want us to send you a, I've got signage to talk about with Eric. Do you want us, we'll set up a canned note for you, Ronnie. Do you want us to send you a PDF of one of these with the way you have your program turned on?
For the trifold brochure?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, but
Okay.
I'll probably wind up using you guys for that. Or actually, you know what? Yeah, you could send it to me because you know what? I'll probably print like 10 myself. I know I do have like some photo glossy paper here just for the time being, and I'll probably order the bulk with you guys since it, you know, take about a week to get. Yeah, so that'll work. And can't think of if I had any other questions at the moment, but I'm sure you definitely covered a lot so far.
Yeah.
And,
okay. Well, thanks, Ronnie and Eric, for your questions. And Ronnie, I'll do that. Those are coming over. So look for an email coming from, usually it just comes right from our support email, okay? So get@appfuel.com. We'll send you what you guys asked for.
Okay. Oh, I did have one more question. So so these webinar trainings, you do this once a month? For different topics? Or?
One of these webinars, yep, and I usually only get 2 or 3, so it always feels really personal. So if that's a problem, sorry, but it just, a lot of people don't have time for these webinars. But yes, I do one of these a month. So
okay, because I know when I signed up for this one, it you know had pick dates and they were like back to back monthly. But then I noticed when it came in the email, that also gave a weird date. Like I got an email for like June or July date for
That we got a lot of feedback on that. We had a remaining automated responder ourselves. That was a mistake. So sorry about that.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I know. I think if I remember right, people are going, wait, you're still doing a COVID webinar for 2021 and 2022? I go, oh, whoops. So yeah, you know what? We're good at mistakes, Ronnie. We try to fix them now.
All right. Okay. So I'll look forward to a notice for next month.
All right. Okay. Sounds great.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jeremy.
All right. Yeah, be in touch. Thanks to everybody.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye.